Now to the latest on the government shutdown that's stretching into a sixth day. And U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is set to speak in the next few minutes at Newark Airport about the impact it's having on air travel. Investigative reporter Tim McNicholas has reported on air traffic control issues at Newark for months, and he is live at the airport now. And Tim, what can we expect today?
Cindy, the head of the Air Traffic Controllers Union, NATCA, will join the Transportation Secretary here today. Both the union and the Department of Transportation have said the government shutdown will delay efforts to rebuild the nation's outdated air traffic control system. Now, that plan is especially critical here at Newark, where there are still flight restrictions in place due to the air traffic control staffing and equipment issues we reported on earlier this year. The Port Authority, which manages Newark, JFK, and LaGuardia, says if the shutdown drags on, it could lead to delays and severe operating challenges. That's what happened during the 34-day shutdown in 2019, when an increase in sick calls from TSA agents led to longer wait times. That shutdown eventually ended just hours after an increase in sick calls from air traffic controllers. Controllers and TSA agents are working without paychecks until the shutdown ends.
And that's stressful. And so when that stress comes with you to work, it can sometimes be very distracting because you're trying to figure out how much longer am I going to have to do this without the benefit of at least getting my paycheck on time.
The FAA is currently allowing no more than 68 flights per hour here at Newark due to those restrictions put in place earlier this year. Secretary Duffy is expected to speak at 12:15. Cindy.
Tim McNicholas live at the airport. Tim, thank you. And the Senate has returned to Washington after taking the weekend off and has a vote scheduled for late afternoon. Natalie Brand is live in Washington, D.C. with the latest. And Natalie, President Trump said Sunday that he promised layoffs of federal workers are underway, but no announcements have been made just yet. Any word on that?
That's right, Cindy. The timeline remains a bit unclear. Maybe we'll get more indications during today's White House press briefing. But that threat by the president certainly looms over this next go at a test vote later this evening. As of now, it appears leadership across both sides still have not budged, still not backing down, still pointing the finger at each other. And that is making it hard to predict how long this will last.
Senators are returning to Capitol Hill with little optimism for a breakthrough.
Well, there's not a lot to negotiate, Maria. It's the Democrats just need to open up the government. Right now, we're at a stalemate. They've now voted 4 times.
Majority Leader John Thune says lawmakers later today will take up the same dueling spending measures that failed multiple times last week.
The motion upon reconsideration is not agreed to.
Democratic leaders fault Republicans for not negotiating as they push for extending enhanced health care tax credits.
We've been trying for months and months to sit down with them and have a serious conversation addressing America's health care needs. And they've refused and refused and refused.
The White House and Republican leaders insist Democrats reopen the government first before tackling health care. If negotiations remain at a standstill, President Trump insists he's prepared to move forward with mass layoffs.
It's taking place right now, and it's all because of the Democrats. The Democrats are causing the loss of a lot of jobs with their, it's a shutdown. It's their shutdown, not our shutdown. It's their shutdown.
But a new CBS News poll shows neither side is looking good to the American public. 39% blame President Trump and congressional Republicans for the shutdown. 30% blame Democrats, and 31% blame both equally.
And for now, the House is not even scheduled to be back in session until next week. But House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries has challenged House Speaker Mike Johnson to a debate on the floor, saying to provide transparency to the American public. Speaker Johnson has rejected the idea, saying they already had their debate before passing the short-term spending measure that is now before the Senate. Cindy.
All right, Natalie Brand live at the White House. Natalie, thank you very much. And